This is High School Challenge, the varsity sport of the mind.
Hello everybody, for Michigan Television, I'm Jim Gaver. Welcome to more first round action in High School Challenge. Two great teams ready to play, so let's meet those players right away, shall we? First, from Lake Fenton High School, we have Zach Bacon. Zach is a sophomore, active with the SAD chapter there, plays basketball, football, track, and powerlifting. Is a 4-point student who's received a number of academic awards and wants to eventually become a doctor. Next is Scott Griffiths. Scott is a freshman at Lake Fenton, member of the marching band, jazz band, pep band, and student council, has various writing awards, a member of the honor roll, hopes to become an author. Alyssa Vittis is the captain of the Lake Fenton team. Alyssa is a sophomore, is active with Gamers, marching band, and jazz band, on the honor roll, has won the Mark Overmeyer Award, plans on becoming an interior designer. And rounding out the Lake Fenton team is Brianna Kirby. Brianna's a freshman, active with Gamers and the SAD chapter, a member of the National Honor Society, hopes to attend University of Michigan in Ann Arbor's medical school and become a cardiologist. Those are our players from Lake Fenton High School, and now let's meet our team from North Branch High School. There we have Jacob Kristofchik. Jacob is a senior, a member of the National Honor Society, and active in drama, hopes to obtain a master's degree from the University of Michigan here in Flint. Tim Stresik is the captain of the North Branch team. Tim is a senior. The Honer Institute of Percussion, Drama Club, National Honor Society, Jazz Band are among his activities. He's a member of the Honor Roll, looking at a degree in history at Aquinas College or video game design at the University of Advanced Technology. And next is Amanda Griffin. Amanda is a junior, is in the band, active with drama in the National Honor Society, member of the Honor Roll, plans to attend college and become a journalist or an editor. And rounding out the North Branch team is Stephen McCorkle. Stephen is a senior, active with Jazz Band and National Honor Society, a member of the Honor Roll. He plans to go to Kettering or Michigan Tech for a degree in engineering. Those are our players for today's competition. High School Challenge is judged by Julie Pritchett of Genesee Intermediate School District. Our timekeeper, scorekeeper is Brandy Stoneman. Teams, we're ready to go. Here are your rules for round one. I'm about to ask you a series of questions worth 10 points apiece. The player buzzing first may answer when I recognize you. If you're correct, the team scores the 10 points. If you're incorrect, the other team gets a shot at the same question. Remember, you may interrupt me at any time I'm asking a question. No point penalties for incorrect answers. However, at that time, I'd repeat the entire question for the other team. Good luck. Here we go. Abigail Williams, Ann Putnam, Mercy Lewis, and Susanna Walcott are found dancing naked in the woods near Salem. Which, Amanda, North Branch?
The Crucible?
The Crucible is correct. One of the most famous works by French composer Claude Debussy is entitled simply La Mer. What does La Mer mean in English? Jake, North Branch?
The sea.
The sea is correct. If carbon atoms are at the four corners of a regular tetrahedron, the result is very stable and very hard. What form of carbon has this arrangement? Jake, North Branch?
Diamond.
Diamond is correct. Tom Joad is the central character in this Pulitzer Prize-winning novel by John Steinbeck. What is this story of Oklahoma farmers during the Depression? Amanda, North Branch?
The Grapes of Wrath?
Grapes of Wrath is correct. In 1963 and 1964, he persuaded Congress to pass two civil rights bills, Medicare, Medicaid, and federal aid to elementary and secondary education. Who was this U.S. president? Jake, North Branch.
Johnson.
More specific?
Lyndon Baines.
That's correct. Gilgamesh is the oldest existing epic poem. What ancient civilization created it? Was it the Egyptians, Assyrians, or Babylonians? Jake, North Branch.
The Babylonians.
Babylonians is correct. The Japanese call them hashi, H-A-S-H-I. What do Westerners call these eating implements? Alyssa, Lake Fenton?
Chopsticks.
Chopsticks is correct. It was developed in 1969 for inner-city preschoolers and set in an inner-city neighborhood. What is this creation of the children's television work? Tim, North Branch.
Sesame Street?
Sesame Street is correct. He accidentally kills his father, accidentally marries his mother, and deliberately, Amanda, North Branch.
Oedipus Rex.
That's correct. A general at the age of 23, he accepted the Confederate flag of truce at Appomattox. In 1876, he needed a flag of truce. Jake, North Branch.
Grant?
Grant's incorrect. A general at the age of 23, he accepted the Confederate flag of truce at Appomattox. In 1876, he needed a flag of truce at the Battle of Little Bighorn. Who was he? Alyssa, Lake Fenton?
Custer.
Custer is correct. Acetic acid has been discovered in a cloud of ammonia about 25,000 light years from the Earth. It can also be discovered in your kitchen. What's the more common name for acetic acid? Alyssa, Lake Fenton?
CCF.
It's incorrect. North Branch? North Branch, Amanda?
Vinegar.
Vinegar is the answer I needed. According to psychologist Carl Jung, it's the kind of person you are if you're happiest when surrounded by people and activity. What word did Jung coin to describe this outgoing personality? Alyssa, Lake Fenton?
Extrovert.
Extrovert is correct. Oliver Stone's newest movie is entitled simply Alexander. What historical Alexander does Colin Farrell play? Tim, North Branch?
Alexander the Great?
That's correct. It's a circular graph divided into slices proportional to the size of the quantities represented. Alyssa, Lake Fenton?
Pie graph.
Pie graph is correct. It's the name given to the islands of the Central and Southern Pacific Ocean, including Eastern Island, Samoa, Tahiti, and the Hawaiian Islands. To what group do they belong? Jake, North Branch?
Polynesian Islands?
Polynesian is correct. Next toss-up teams. It ended in 1877. Federal troops withdrew and the rule of Jim Crow laws and the Ku Klux, Amanda, North Branch.
Reconstruction.
Reconstruction is what I needed. Actin and myosin are the two major proteins in this form of tissue, which makes up most of the mass in, Jake, North Branch.
Muscle?
Muscle is correct. Your next toss-up teams, it's one of the 7 deadly sins. It's also a South American mammal that spent, Jake, North Branch.
Sloth?
Sloth is correct. To an archaeologist, it's a heap of stones that serves as a memorial or marker. To a dog lover, it's a small terrier with a wiry coat. What's the word? Alyssa, Lake Fenton?
Yorkshire.
Yorkshire is incorrect. North Branch? Time's up. Cairn. C-A-I-R-N. Here's another toss-up. Dryden's All for Love, Marlowe's Dr. Faustus, and Shakespeare's Winter's Tale were all written in the same century. Which century? Amanda, North Branch?
16th century.
That's incorrect. Lake Fenton, Alyssa?
17th century.
17th century is correct. 1600s, but 17th century. Your next toss-up. He was a 17th century French soldier and playwright who inspired Edmond Rostand's most famous play. Who was this poet with a long sword and a long nose? Time's up. It was Cyrano de Bergerac. Another toss-up. From 1397 to 1814, it was ruled by Denmark. From 1814 to 1905, it was ruled by Sweden. What is this Scandinavian country? Jake, North Branch?
Norway?
Norway is correct. From the 11th to the 13th centuries, 8 crusades were launched. What was the only one that actually captured Jerusalem? Jake, North Branch.
Third Crusade.
Third's incorrect. Lake Fenton. Lake Fenton, Brianna.
Fourth Crusade?
Fourth is also incorrect. The first is the correct answer. He founded the Persian Empire in the 6th century BC. He was Cyrus the Great, Darius the Great, or Xerxes the Great? Jake, North Branch.
Cyrus the Great.
Cyrus the Great is correct. Another toss-up. Teams Hart Crane's long poem, The Bridge, uses this bridge as a symbol of man's aspiration and achievement. What great bridge opened in 1880? Jake, North Branch.
The Brooklyn Bridge.
The Brooklyn Bridge is correct. Another toss-up. Teams in classical Greek drama, it's where the chorus stood. In a modern theater, it's where there's the bell. Correct answer there was going to be the orchestra. And we're at the end of the round. High-scoring round. As you can see, Lake Fenton, you trail at this time, so you get first crack at round 2. That's our lightning round. I'm about to give you a choice of 3 categories. Once you've selected, you'll have 60 seconds to answer up to 10 questions in that category. Remember, you may consult during this round. No need to buzz in. I'll take answers from Melissa as team captain. If you don't know an answer, you must say pass before I move on. We'll give you 10 points for each correct answer, a 20-point bonus if all 10 are correct. Once your 60 seconds is up, Lake Fenton, North Branch, you'll have 30 seconds to answer anything they missed, passed on, or didn't get to, and then we'll repeat the process. Lake Fenton, your choice for this game are Just Japan, Penmanship, or Shall We Dance?
Japan.
Just Japan, as the Japanese might say, gabbate, do your best. With these questions about Japan. So for 10 points each, we begin with number 1. The 1964 Summer Olympics were held in this city, Japan's capital.
Tokyo.
Correct. He was Emperor of Japan from 1926 to 89.
Pass.
This inactive volcano just outside Tokyo is a sacred mountain.
Fuji.
That's correct. This is the ancient native religion of Japan.
Shinto.
Correct. This style of wrestling is a national sport of Japan.
Sumo.
That's correct. Akio Morita founded this Japanese electronics company.
Pass.
It's the Japanese parliament, or what the Japanese might eat.
Pass.
Most of us think it's raw fish. It's really rice that holds the fish.
Seaweed.
It's incorrect. For 3 centuries, they were the only class permitted to carry swords.
Samurai.
Correct. James Clavell's novel about 18th century Japan, or an 18th century military leader. Say again?
Pass.
And that was number 10. You're through all 10. You have 5 correct. 50 points for you, Lake Fenton. North Branch, these questions are all about Japan. We'll reset at 30 seconds. There we go. From the top, he was Emperor of Japan.
Hirohito?
That's correct. Akio Morita.
Sony.
That's correct. It's the Japanese parliament. Say again?
Diet.
Correct. Most of us think it's raw fish.
Sushi.
That's correct. James Clavell's novel about
Shogun.
Shogun is correct. And you have the other 5 correct for 50 points. And the competition turns over to you, North Branch. Penmanship, or Shall We Dance?
Penmanship.
Okay, for this quiz, you'll need to use your pens. For 10 points each, identify these people, places, and things, all that begin with the letters P-E-N. From the top, the Keystone State.
Pennsylvania.
Correct. It's a sandwich made of graphite and 2 pieces of wood.
Pencil.
Correct. A piece of jewelry that hangs from the neck.
Pendant.
Correct. In England, it's 1/100th of a pound. In the U.S., it's 100th. Say again?
Pence.
Incorrect. It's an apartment on the top floor of a roof of a building.
Penthouse.
That's correct. This is a long, narrow, triangular flag, something a baseball team can win.
Pendant.
Incorrect. Thoughtful, brooding, or reflective.
Pensive.
Correct. Women competed for the first time in this event at the Olympic Games in Sydney.
Pentathlon.
Correct. The largest concrete structure in the world in Washington, D.C.
Pentagon.
Correct. He won the Academy Award for Best Actor in 2004 for Mystic River.
Sean Penn.
That's correct. You got through all 10, 8 out of 10 correct. Lake Fenton, once we're reset, remember your answers must begin with the letters P-E-N. First, in England, it's 1/100th of a pound. In the U.S., Say again?
1 pence.
That's incorrect. This is a long, narrow, triangular flag. Sometimes pennant is correct. What I needed, the rest of that question, 1/100th of a dollar. The answer was a penny. And with that, we come to the end of round 2. We're going to take a little break to total up all of these points in a well-played game. But first, let's meet some special people. From Lake Fenton, we have Coach Alice Brisley. We welcome her along with alternate from Lake Fenton, Travis Brodick. And with that, we're going to total up our score, be back for some extra credit in just a moment. Welcome back, everyone. We're just about ready to go after some extra credit, but first let's meet some extra special people from North Branch High School. The North Branch High School academic team is coached by Gordon Winther, and with the team today are alternates Trey Bazanaw and Michael Opperman. We welcome them, and we welcome you back to the third and final round of this game. Teams, the rules here are the same as round 1 for the toss-ups. The difference lies in the answers. Correct answers give you 10 points, plus give your team a shot at 10 points worth of extra credit. Remember, you may consult on the extra credit questions. I'll take the captain's answers on those, but please consult on extra credit only and not on the toss-ups. When the bell sounds to end the game, if I'm in the middle of a toss-up extra credit cycle, we'll play all the way through it before the game is officially over. Here we go with your first toss-up. 5 United States presidents have been shot while in office, but only 1 survived. Which one? North Branch, Jake?
Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan is correct. North Branch, in the 1920s, she created women's clothes from everyday materials, often with men's undergarments. Who is considered the first modern fashion designer of the 20th century?
Chanel.
That's correct. Your next toss-up. When it was founded in 1917, it was called the National Civil Liberties Bureau. What is it called today? Amanda, North Branch.
The American Civil Liberties Union.
That's the correct answer. North Branch, the son of Apollo and the muse Calliope, he was a legendary musician with a cult following, who was torn apart by the followers of Dionysus. Answer?
Pan.
It's incorrect. Orpheus is the correct answer. Here's your next toss-up. Port Said is at the northern end of the Suez Canal. What Egyptian city is at the southern end? Time's up. Interestingly enough, it's Suez. Here's your next toss-up. The Edgar Award is given to writers of the year's best detective and crime stories. It's named for the author of the first mystery stories. Who was he? Amanda, North Branch?
Poe.
Poe is correct. North Branch, the last great modern empire, was founded in the 13th century and was broken up after World War I. What vast state was ruled by the descendants of the first Sultan, Osman I?
Ottoman Empire.
That's correct. Another toss-up, teams. In 1927, Charles Lindbergh flew non-stop from Long Island to Paris. How many miles did he fly? Was it 2,600, 3,600, or 46? Zach, Lake Fenton?
3,600.
36 is correct. Lake Fenton, it extends from the Sierra Nevada range of Northern California across Oregon and Washington to British Columbia. What is this mountain chain?
Rocky Mountains.
It's incorrect. Cascade Mountains is what I needed. Here's your next toss-up. At the age of 40, he is the oldest player ever to win baseball's MVP award and the only one to win it 7 times. Who is this San Francisco Giant? Time's up. Barry Bonds is the answer. Your next toss-up. For more than 1,000 years, it has been an important city, first of Bohemia, then Czechoslovakia, and now the Czech Republic. What is this ancient European city? Tim, North Branch?
Prague.
Prague is correct. North Branch, in music, transposition refers to changing the key of a composition. What word refers to changing the key within a composition? For example, from C to D.
Key change.
It's incorrect. Modulation is what I needed. Here's your next toss-up. Listen carefully. You have 2 parents, 4 grandparents, and 8 great-grandparents. How many great-great-great-grandparents do you have? Alyssa, Lake Fenton?
16.
It's incorrect. North Branch, Tim?
32.
32 is correct. North Branch, it's the formula for the surface area of a sphere with radius r. What is it? Answer, please.
4 pi r squared.
That's correct. Hate it when you scare those r's. Here's your next toss-up. In the 15th century, Hugo and Jan van Eyck produced the first paintings in this medium. What new method, now commonly used, produced bright colors and a glossy finish? Time's up. Oil painting. Next toss-up. This 8-letter word can precede circuit, parking, and bars. Jake, North Branch.
Parallel.
Parallel is correct. North Branch, it was one of the last dinosaurs to walk the earth, with a bony plate covering its neck, a large horn above either eye, and a smaller horn on its nose. What was this 3-horned herbivore?
Triceratops.
That's correct. Another toss-up. Teams founded in 1845 on the banks of the Willamette River. It's now the largest city in Oregon. What city is it? Jake, North Branch?
Salem.
Salem's incorrect. Lake Fenton? Time's up. Portland, Oregon. Next toss-up. It looks like silver. It's used in jewelry like silver. It even gets its name from the Spanish for silver. What is the... Jake, North Branch?
Platinum.
Platinum is correct. North Branch, in the 2004 Athens Olympics, the marathon was run on the original course run in 490 BC to announce victory at the Battle of Marathon. What Greek soldier ran that first marathon?
Antipodes.
Answer?
Antipodes.
Incorrect. Phidippides is the correct answer. Here's your next toss-up. It was the first Pulitzer Prize-winning novel that was not set in the United States. It was set in Peru. What is this 1927 novel by Thornton Wilder? Time's up. It was The Bridge at St. Louis Rey. Here's another toss-up. Bridge of St. Louis Rey. In Belgium, it's called Muse and Sock. The Germans call it Splatterspiel, bladder play. What do Scots call this wind instrument that play, Amanda, North Branch?
Bagpipe?
Bagpipe is correct. North Branch, its formula is C6H10O5. In most plants, the cell wall is made of this complex carbohydrate. What is it?
Cellulose.
That's correct. Another toss-up, teams, 370 miles up. It has confirmed the existence of black holes and given us a ringside seat for the comet-planet collision. What is this orbiting telescope? Alyssa, Lake Fenton?
The Hubble telescope.
That's correct. Lake Fenton, they have been enemies since 1947 when they were created as separate Hindu and Muslim states. They have fought 2 wars over Kashmir and another over Bangladesh. Who are these nuclear neighbors in Southeast Asia?
India and Pakistan.
That's correct. And with that correct answer from Lake Fenton, we have our bell to bring us to the end of our game. Lake Fenton, congratulations to you on a well-played game indeed, and good luck in your future academic endeavors and competitions throughout this school year. to North Branch. Congratulations to you. You'll be returning for more High School Challenge soon. We hope you at home will return as well for more High School Challenge. Until then, for all of us at Michigan Television, I'm Jim Gaver. Have a great day. High School Challenge is produced by Michigan Television in partnership with the Genesee Intermediate School District.